Good morning, Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher here. I have tried to put my hair up in a messy bow. I've got my coffee, I've got some things to show you, and I have totally blown up my craft room even further. I literally have a mouse trail to get around in. I have started wrapping, I've started putting up the tree and some decorations. We have a theme. We have a 10-foot artificial tree. I thought it was taller, and even my husband was disappointed when we put it up. I'll show you a picture here. This is where we're going to use the ladder to get to the top, because this is why we bought a 10-foot and nothing taller. We're not going to be climbing ladders when we're older. What we can reach from the staircase will be nice. We're only going to put up one this year, I think. Maybe at the last minute we'll put up a few more, because we've decided the theme this year is going to be like a Victorian or Edwardian type tree with just silver and gold ornaments. You can see in the corner here these red buckets. I have 9 of those. That is probably a quarter of my collection of ornaments. So I have plenty of ornaments to go through. This tree will be full. And it'll be fun to decorate it in just silver and gold and crystal. We'll do some glass, pure glass icicles and things like that to decorate it with. But I have some stuff to show you guys. I started to do some wrapping, so hopefully I haven't buried anything in my piles here. I did get to the dump and I found a couple of things. I don't know where everything is, but I brought home this interesting base. It is a ceramic, and a lot of people might overlook it because it's like, ugh. Well, it's hand painted. On the bottom, it tells me that Polly Whitney painted this in 1962. So thank you, Polly. I'm so glad to have this now. It's got a iridescent type of finish on it. Now, even if I brought it home because I wanted to see if my large frog would fit in it, the glass frogs, but with some baubles in here and some Christmas balls, that would look really pretty as well on a tabletop. But look, it fits perfectly. I'm so excited. So it's very hard to find bases for these larger frogs. So a freebie, and I'm so happy to have this as a new adoption. I'm not quite sure if I'll put this one out for my Christmas stitches or not, but I do have some nice little red scissors to go in it. I've got so many of these beautiful bases and frogs. It's just becoming quite a collection. Doing coffee today, lots of coffee. I did finally fully finished my pigeon coop design. This was the Festive Cardinal by Pigeon Coop on Etsy. I did find a hoop for it. Interesting thing about this hoop, this is an antique hoop. Most of them have the screw at the top with a metal catch to tighten it. This did not. It's a beautiful wood, and the inner ring had a groove on the inside with a felt. So this was either my great aunt's or Nick's grandmother's hoop. And since I'm keeping this, I'm okay to use it. It was the only 5-inch hoop that I had. I have tucked in the fabric. I have hot glued a piece of mat board to the back, so I have something to write on. And then to cover up that cardboard edge, I just used some really cool cording. I can't remember if I found this at the dump or a Goodwill bag. I have a off-white one and this green, but I really like that hint of green that's almost visible. And then I made a bow from a very tiny piece of ribbon that I had. I just kind of bent it over to a bow shape and tied this wire holly to it to cinch it up, and then I hot glued that, and then I sandwiched this ribbon in between the hoop and the backboard before I put it on for good. But I really think it's cute the way it came out. Probably have to do a few more It was a simple, quick stitch, and I think it's a lovely gift for anybody on your list who loves a bird. It's Christmassy, yet this can stay out until February, and it's red, so it's kind of like a Valentine's color. So that was Pigeon Coop Designs on Etsy, Festive Cardinal. Also, where's the other finish? I did frame my Mill Hill. Now I keep the plastic bags that these frames come in so I don't lose the peg, or I tape the peg to the back. But I really like how that black came out. The black frame with the black beads. It's really hard to see how many beads are on this. Maybe if I tip it, you can tell. And the green beads in the leaves are really muted, so you have to get it in a good light to be able to tell that there are purple and green beads in here. I think they're called basil, matte basil. They're really pretty though. So it's a striking piece. Hubby wants it out now, but I want to put up my Christmas stuff. So we'll have to find a place for it to be on display for a while so he can get his fix of watching it for a little bit. I can't wait to add this to my collection. And I did write on the back, Mill Hill Enchanted Pumpkin, part of the Autumn series. So I won't forget when I'm showing my cross stitches. Let me put this back in its bag. I did pull out a couple of cross stitch. I pulled out a cross stitch crate of my framed pieces, but I also found something really interesting. And I don't remember when I bought this. This is a rather large piece. And this was something I purchased on eBay. I thought I was saving a cross stitch, but what I have is a machine-made cross stitch. So buyer beware. If you see finished cross stitches on eBay, I did frame this myself. Now, the only way I can tell that this is a machine cross stitch is if you look very, very closely up, really up into it. You can probably make out the actual Ada underneath, and you can see that the thread is missing a hole. So although it was lined up on the machine that stitched this, it still missed holes. But I do love how it looks. This goes up in the hallway. I don't claim fame to this. I wouldn't do that because you can see, you know, that it's a machine-made piece when you look closely at it. But it's such a massive piece, isn't it? I don't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much. And this frame came, you know, secondhand. No, it didn't. It looks like I had it framed in 2013. Must have been something I had a coupon for. But it really came out beautifully. Interesting that you can find machine-made cross stitches. So this might be, it's not a 14 count. It might be a 10 count. And it looks that they've used probably 3 or 4 strands. So it's something that I'm enjoying having, but it's just a shame that it wasn't a true rescue. And you could see where there was one stitch that was missed completely, like in the horse. I guess it's supposed to look like a snow flake, but there's no snow anywhere else. Now I can go through some of my ornaments with you. but I think I have to get to the bottom because some of them say miscellaneous and then some of them say stitched. So I think I have a whole bucket in that pile of stitched ones. And then I keep finding stitched things in different areas. Let me pause this and I'll grab some. I have to show these. I did these a long time ago. They're beginning to tarnish a bit. I got some frames. This is probably Christmas tree shop, back in the day of Christmas tree shop. I don't know how I'm supposed to survive without one. They're little jingle bell frames. And I took some old black and white photos and I went and got them copied so I wouldn't damage the originals. So this is my grandfather. And these are my grandparents as teenagers with naughty thoughts at the beach. But I just love to have those on the tree. I think that's just a sweet way to have them be part of our holidays because I miss them terribly. My grandmother was my partner in crime when it came to shopping. We would, I remember as she got older and her memory started to go. She had dementia. I would pick her up on a Friday. I would call her probably on a Wednesday or Thursday. Say, what are you doing this weekend? You want to go to North Conway? Let's go shopping. And we would pack a suitcase and I'd pick her up and I'd say, do you have his credit cards? Okay, let's go. I said, the only thing you really need is underwear, clean underwear and a credit card. But we did pretty well. We would drive up. I would stop probably 3 or 4 times so she could stretch. So we'd stop for lunch. We'd stop at a shop on the way. We'd stop at a rest area. And then we'd stay overnight in North Conway and just do some shopping. It was really a lot of fun. We'd come home when the car was full. So those are really cute. Oh, and I have to show you my cross stitch problem. I fixed it. I had a frog visit last night. So I'm stitching from the Leisure Arts book by Lori Markovic, Words to Stitch By. I am stitching this piece to have my grandparents' initials and their wedding date in here. For whatever reason, I decided to do it 1 thread over 1 on a 28 count, so it's taking forever. But it's coming along. Here, I did a single knot instead of a double. So I had to pull out a whole bunch of cross stitch here, and it left thread goo, you know, some fuzz there. I just took some tape and pulled it gently out and then started to stitch this again last night. So I'm getting to the bottom of the cross stitch. So I hope to get this done before Christmas. We'll see. I'm really excited about it because I think it's really sweet. It's a lot smaller than I thought, and I think it's a little cruel, but it's a double border, so that'll take some time. That'll be my work for the next few nights, and then I want to work again on the Northwoods Stitcher cross stitch that I'm doing. Today, we got the Hirschner's catalog too in the mail, so I'm going to look at that tonight. I don't always buy from catalogs, but I do get inspired, and just looking at some of the beautiful things in there reminds me to go pull out some cross stitch. So I do like to look at stuff like that. Let me grab one of these big buckets over here. It's a bit precarious, but I'm balancing these tubs on my garbage can. We'll see if this is a good idea or not. I did want to show you. I picked these up at a yard sale. I don't know when, but it's little porcelain balls. They had a flat surface. It says made in Japan. But I cross-stitched some snowflakes on perforated paper and then very gently added a silver string or silver ribbon to the inside. And I really love how they came out. I don't know if these are going to go on the tree because they have blue. We're doing silver and gold, not white and blue. We'll see. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And I don't think they cost me $1. But I thought that was a really cute way to finish up something that had a flat surface to it. So that's one bucket. This says stitched on it. And it does look like everything in here is handmade or stitched. I used to make these back in the day. These are little styrofoam balls with pieces of cloth and sequins. I don't know why that's in the stitched one. These were tiny little cross-stitch pillows that I did many years ago. They're not dated, unfortunately. They're all different, but they're really sweet. I don't even recall where the pattern came from. It looks like I did these on 18 or 22 count though. They're awfully cute. Maybe somebody recognizes this. I don't remember the pattern designer that did these. Oops. But those came out really nice. So I have love with some cute little birds. I finished off the back. Didn't sign it. I have peace. Looks like a little sheep in the corner. And then I have joy. And I think that's it. 3 of those. But those were fun to do. Looks like there's a hook hanging on that. Here is a Mill Hill. Did this in 21. And that's done on a red or burgundy perforated paper. This is such a beautiful little ornament. I should really do some more of these. I have to put this somehow in the very bottom so it doesn't warp. I did these many, many years ago. I don't have a date on this either. I don't remember if I cut these out or if I bought the shape, but I just painted them into little Santas. They're actually getting faded. They're so old. But that was fun to do. I have these little cuties. Finished off in the back, not signed. I have some bells. A sleigh. I suspect that these are a set of 6 or 8 maybe. I'll probably find some more in here. Yep, here's another one. Instead of saying penguin, I say penguin because they're just so cunning. Look at that cutie. That is on a white perforated plastic. And I do love these Santas. I know my dad and I did a whole bunch of these. There's just so many. I remember I got these on clearance. If you ever find these little stitchable wooden ornaments, you can do whatever you want with them with different threads. But I left mine in natural wood and just stitched on them. And then put a felt back and a bow on the top. And it really finished it off nicely. Then I have a star. Another star with different colors. Another ball. A mitten. I could do an all wood tree, all wood ornaments. That would be fun. Oh, and here's a gingerbread house. And they really came out cute. Another bauble. I don't remember where I got these. Michael's, maybe? They were on clearance. I remember that. Oh, and here is a gingerbread man. And a stocking. Ooh. And they're all covered with a felt back. I just go, oh, and a snowman. I did a lot. Absolutely adorable. I remember these came out of, I want to say one of those hardcover books that I have. But those are awfully cute. And I matched the back, so blue and green and red. Oh, a friend made this for me. She's in my Zoom group. I love this. I'm partial to pecan pie. I've got pecan pie with whipped cream. She didn't put a year on it. I should put it on the inside because I think that was from last year. I'll have to ask her. I have so many. This is part of that Victorian series that was in my Christmas book. Peace. We'll see if some of these make it to the tree. We might have to get another tree up and just put all the stitched ornaments on it because my husband does like to have themed trees with just cross stitch or handmade ornaments. There's just so many of them. I don't even know what to pull out because it would be hours and hours. There's more of those Santas. Teddy bear and a wreath. Oh, this is a mini prairie schooler. I put a little bell. Ah, I'm dropping hooks. That looks like it was done on 22 count. I don't even have my mill hills in here. I wonder where all my mill hills are. I have the all beaded mill hills that I did back in the day. This is cute. I'm a crescent Santa. I don't know who did this. Somebody did this for me. I haven't put it on a hook. That's not very good of me. I need to put that on a hook so I can get it up. All right. More penguins. Ah, I found some mill hills. Here is a little freebie stitch. Now, I did this in 2022. And I can't remember who the designer was. I have a big skein of chenille yarn that I use as trim. And then I used a crappy little plastic frame that comes with those dollar kits to put a miniature one in. That looks like a 22 count. It's teeny. I think what happened was I did it this small. I didn't like how tiny it was because I thought the pattern got lost. So I did a little bit bigger and made it into a pillow. This would be good in my dough bowl. Here are some very old mill hills. Let's pull these out. A very old kitted one. This is one of those cheap little kits. Again, not dated. But I do love how some of them came out, so it's fun to keep those. So back in the day, before Mill Hill got, I don't know, computer power, they made friendly little beaded ornaments, and they're entirely made of beads. And I have an extensive collection of patterns that I repeat over and over again when I have the craving. So that is the Jack in the Box, the Nutcracker, or the soldier, toy soldier. This is a little more modern. This is a combination of cross stitch and beads. I don't think I have a date on that. No. That's when they started adding charms. There's a little heart charm off that candy cane. This is a fully beaded one. It's just beautiful. Fully beaded Santa. Another fully beaded angel. And a fully beaded candy cane. These would be great for some of my smaller trees. I don't remember if I showed you guys this. I think it was last year. I went to a Goodwill and I found a bag of Mill Hill ornaments that somebody was selling. So this is, I think, from the Nutcracker series. So I don't take credit for these, but I do take credit for saving them. I was really heartbroken that there was nobody in that family who was willing to preserve these. They are numbered, not numbered, they are labeled on the back. Nutcracker, Clara, but there are no dates, there are no initials. It's a lot of work. The sword is stitched separately and mounted on, as with the Nutcracker is stitched separately and mounted on. This is the Mouse King and the Prince. I am so honored to have found these. Sugar Plum Fairy. And then, also in the same packet, were these World Santas. So I have Switzerland, France, Deutschland oder Germany, Ukraine, Slava Ukraini, Spain, Feliz Navidad, and Poland. And I like that you can fix their little beards. But I'm so glad to have these. These are very well kept in the bottom here. Wow. Well protected. And some of you might remember the gnomes. I do remember this was in Hirschner's catalog. Look at all my gnomes. It was not a fun kit to get through. After about the third gnome, I was tired of stitching gnomes. But I'm glad I finished them because they're stinking adorable. Each one is a little different. Now they're signed on the back that I did these in 22. little candle. A little gingerbread cookie. And a present. It was definitely a labor of love to get these guys done. I've threatened to do some more because I think they look really cute in a shadow box with a stitched Christmas tree, but it'll be a while before I conquer that. There's quite a few more in this box, but I want to go to the next box. I don't know. Oh, I should probably gift this to Spools. I did this many, many years ago. This is a little spool tower with some beads on it. I don't remember where I got the little spools, but those are so tiny. There's a lot of glue. All right, let's close this one up. Look at what else I have. I'm not at a loss for ornaments, that's for sure. How can I do this? Oh, here's one that belongs in that box. I think. I'm not sure where this came from. It's so old. This might be one of my first stitches for an ornament. I think it was probably a magazine. It might have been a little chart. And it's got a little pop-up stand. I hang it on the tree now. But that's really cute. Let me put that back in the original box. Come on. Open sesame. Where did you go? You can go in there. Now, in this box, I've got more. These were fun. I think these were Mill Hill kits as well. They're more modern ones. I did two. I'd like to do some more. And they're not dated, unfortunately. But aren't those brilliant? Those have the bugle beads in them, the long beads. They're called bugle beads, and a little charm. There's blues and greens in this one with some iridescent. It's really stunning. Placed just right, they really capture the light. Oh, this was an oldie. I'm surprised this one hasn't. Well, it is starting to turn yellow. This is really old. That was such a quick thing to do. I remember I did a lot of these and gifted them one Christmas, probably when I was in college and I had no monies. It's very stiff fabric too, so it was an expensive fabric, but a very cute quick stitch. And I kept one for myself. And when I travel, we do try to find cross stitches in the country that we're visiting. So I found this little guy in New Zealand and I made him up into a little ornament. So I do like kiwis. They're cute. This was done in 2014. I signed it. This is a smart way to embellish some of these inexpensive kits, the dollar kits. Just put a little flower in the corner or a piece of holly or even a button on the frame to dress it up. And I think it's really cute the way it comes out. Did not sign that one. I love this Mill Hill. Those bells are hard to find though, because I remember I wanted to do a couple more of these. I did find the bells, but it's a very particular size. But it's brilliant with all the green beads, with the green flosses, and the way they capture the light. That was 2022. This is a very old one from a magazine. Unfortunately, I did not date this, but the bells are beginning to tarnish. This is done on a fabric and then mounted to some felt. So it's a little floppy, but it hangs really nicely. I like to put things with bells at the bottom of the tree, so if the cat goes under there, I hear a bell, and I can say, no. Sometimes it works. Oh, some more Mill Hills. Oh my gosh, guys. This is not a Mill Hill, I don't think. I don't know where this came from. And I think it's upside down. It's done on a silver perforated paper. It's all beads, but I think it was supposed to hang this way. Maybe. I might redesign this one because it was a fun thing to make and really great on a silver paper. Oh, I remember I sent a lot of these out. I think that came from a magazine. 2015. And I made it pretty thick. So I think I used 2 pieces of foam board. And then what I did was I wrapped the Ada around 1 piece of foam board, fabric around another piece of foam board, made a sandwich cookie, glued it together, and then just covered it with some trim. And then this looks to be the type of trim you would use in upholstery. I think that's what you would call it. And then just decorated the top. But I do love how this came out. And it's got beads on it. And it's that type of opalescent fabric. So there's some sparkle to the fabric. That's really fun stuff to play with, particularly when you're making ornaments. It really captures the light. Dimensions. This is one of those little dimension kits. I think I showed you my collection of these. I probably have 5 to 8 left to stitch. I told myself I was going to do 1 a month. It hasn't happened. But I do love the detail in these dimension kits. So there are some beads. It's done on a perforated plastic. If you can still find these little dimension kits, they're worth getting because you can do a couple and they make fabulous gifts. They're nice size. I have a Santa, a snow globe. I have a couple. Let me go get them. I got this little acrylic stationery stand that I keep them in over on this shelf. That's just to my left here. But there's quite a few in here. So the Love Snow Globe ornament by Dimensions. I think these are still available. It's stamped on the back 2013. I don't see a date on the front. But there's like a packaging stamp. And it does say 2013, but isn't that cute? So that's one. What has he got in there? It's a little mouse riding with him in the bike basket. And then I have this sweet one. This is called Hope Snow Globe by Dimensions. I really need to do this one. I may have one kitted up and in a whip pile somewhere because I know I have more than these. Then I have a gingerbread house ornament. And whenever I sit down to do these, I do 2 so I can gift one. Sleigh ornament. Now this one looks like it's been opened. I might have tried to start this one and just put it away because I had other things on the go. So I might, you know what I have? I have a basket over here. I might make this my whip basket for those ornaments and put them in here and get them started. Then I have a Santa. It says Santa with bag ornament. That looks really cute. Now the flosses do come separated, but they're on that card stock where you have to clip it off. And then what do you do with the rest of the thread? So I go ahead and put these on floss drops or use a hole punch and make my own. Also in here, which is interesting, is my my pattern for my kiwi bookmark. So I got that in New Zealand back in the day. And then I have a little Perman mini kit. So this is from Denmark. And I don't know if I've done any of those. I need to pick up some catnip. I should probably pick up some lavender and make some lavender sachets with these, because those would be cute to gift. So that will pop into my Christmas bucket. I have a whole bunch of Mill Hills here, guys. Look at that one. I'm pretty sure, yep, this is when my dad started. So this was something I finished for him. It was probably 3/4 of the way completed. And what I did is I just picked it up and finished it when I had the energy. So I put my dad's initials and my initials on the back. And I put 2021. I'm glad I did that. Oh, this is from the Victorian collection. That was that kit that was in my cross stitch binder. This was also, I think, from that collection. This is another Dimensions kit. Now, I can't remember what they called these, but there were a couple of tag designs that they did. And, of course, it's a cardinal, so I had to do it. Lots of stitching, but so worth it when it's done. The detail is just lovely on this. Oh, and I did a double loop. Here's a, is this a Mill Hill? I think this is a Mill Hill. This is another one that my dad started that I finished. So this has both of our initials on the back and it says 2020. Oh, Mill Hill did a series of Santas and I love them. I have a few more to do. That beard is beaded and the mustache. But what a great pattern. Not signed. What was I thinking? Also a Mill Hill. Those little jingle balls or jingle bells. Ah, here's another one from the tag series. Not dated. And another Mill Hill. This is like the ornament parade today. That's really cute. That was done on a dark green perforated paper, which is really stunning. You can do them on any paper, but I think that's a really lovely finish for that. What else have I got in my bucket here? But wait, there's more. I did that one. I did that one. And I have some felt things that I did. Ah. My friend did this for me. This is a really smart finish. So my friend Lisa did this for me in 2018. So it's that plastic ornament frame. And when she stitched it, she put it underneath a patterned paper. So she must have used a paper punch to give it like a matte effect. So isn't that cute? It's a great finish. So it's an example of you can use any size of these frames. And if you have those paper punches or the ability to, you could even put it on top, make it look like it's been matted in the frame. So that's really cute. I think that's it for handmade ones. I have some felted ones I've been playing with. I think this was part of a kit. And this is a felt that already had the polka dotties on it. And is that called a blanket stitch? I should probably put something in there. But this is my first attempt at playing with some felt. I do remember I got this at the Fiber Arts Festival. We have one up here that's not far from the house, so I go to it every year. So the berries were already made, and everything came pre-cut, and it was just me placing and feeling and my first medium. I didn't date it. Bad, Sarah, bad. All right, I think I've got to take some of these things downstairs, and I have to figure out what's going on the tree and what's coming back up. I'll show you a picture of our tree in progress, and then I'll come back and do some more. One that almost got away. Pretty long for shredding the edges, but I do like the effect. And this was done in 2003. I could even trim it up if I wanted to, but I do like that. Another weird find at the dump. 200 yards of green. This is a type of plasticized shiny ribbon. This is fantastic for doing my wrapping this year. Free from the dump. Thank you very much. But I don't know if you can buy 200-yard spools anymore. I don't recall seeing them. Maybe if you have a business you can buy them, but I haven't seen them in a long time. Now, I did find some more ornaments. I suspect I've already shown them to you, because this wasn't long ago. I didn't sign it. Now, I put this on a piece of mat board. I wrapped the fabric, tucked the fabric in the corners so there's mess behind there, then mounted the cross stitch on a piece of foam board and used some of that trim that you can get at the dollar store. I think I got it from a yard sale. And then I put little beads on joy, hope, peace, wonder, and believe. That's a really cute little ornament. I made a bigger one. Did the same thing with the fabric. Mounted it both pieces. Well, no. This is mounted on foam board, the fabric, and the 8 is mounted on a mat board. So it's a little thinner, and it's not as ornate. But I think that's cute. And then I think I showed you this because this says 2023. Yeah, I know I showed you guys this. I had it on a big purple background, and I ripped it off because I think this is much better. Hello, winter. Did I show you this? I must have gotten this somewhere. I'm going to copy that. I have those little pom-poms. I just have to get the template. I did this in 2021. Again, a full skein of this type of, what do you call this? Chenille yarn. It's pretty handy though, because it's great for finishing things. And I think I did this one for my dad in 2016, so I got it back. I should have had the ends meet at the top so I could hide it. But we all make those finishing mistakes that are okay because it's the back side. And it's not quite even for some reason. He really loved trains. And then this isn't signed. It is. 2020. Yep. I think that's really cute. That was from a magazine, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Don't tell anybody I have this. I might return it to him when I see him. Shh. A little holly. So last year, Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, I found this under the tree. And I told our daughter that we should probably try to return it, but I decided to keep it. This was 2021. I wish I remembered what linen that was done on. It's tiny. Very, very tiny. It was fun to do. It wasn't fun counting, but it was fun to do. And then this series, I can't remember the designer, but it's really cute. I love how they came out. And it looks like I did these in 2019, so I did sign one because I knew I could put them all together. They all were done at in the same year. It looks like this was done on it might be a 28 count linen. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. It's got little pieces of metallic thread in it. I can't recall what that fabric was. I might have it written down somewhere. Okay, so let's put all these together. These were things that didn't make it into those big red buckets. So I have to find new homes for them. Just because I have a lot of ornaments doesn't mean I'm going to stop stitching. I just looked at how long this video is going to be, so I think I better wrap some things up. I wanted to say thank you so much, you guys, for your kind words about me being sick. I don't know what that was. I do feel a heck of a lot better today. It was as if something was trying to take over my body, and for whatever reason, didn't work. So I just drank lots of tea and had probably 2 days of just sitting around and resting. And I did sleep in. Usually I'm up between, I don't know, 5 and 6 every day. And there was one day I slept until almost 8. So obviously I needed to rest. But now I need to keep moving because there's so much to do. I love my little ornament parade. And I have one to add. Somebody out in Southeast Michigan, my friend Karen, who sends me some of her finishes. She sent me some fabulous finish that she did. I'm going to put it in here. And she used a cupcake base. I guess it came from a specialty bakery, she thinks. I am desperate to get to my grocery store and see if you can buy an individual cupcake and see if I can use some of these things. I love upcycling like she did. So that was just a giant cupcake, individually packaged, and she looked at it and thought, huh, brilliant, Karen. Just brilliant. I love it. I think that's just so genius to use something that we can save from going into the garbage. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and getting some more ideas. So hopefully when things settle down around here and I get things decorated, wrapped, and organized, and I can show some more little crafts that I'm going to be making. Like those little wood things that I wanted to paint. Those are really cute. I got to get some of those things done. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? I think that was about it, guys. I really need to get going. The snow we got yesterday was 6 to 8 inches, and it was over maybe a day and a half. So it started on Sunday night, and I looked at it and said, it'll melt. Well, we ended up with about 6 inches by end of day Monday, and then overnight, Monday night to today, got another 2 or 3 inches. So we're really beautiful right now. There was no wind, so the trees are very, very heavy with snow. I haven't been out to play in it yet, and the snow sliding off the roof is scaring the bejesus out of the poor puppy. So I gave her a big bone to chew on to distract her. I think she'll be okay. She does not like scary noises. I don't blame her. It sounds like there's something nasty on the roof and it's roaring. Can't explain it to her. I've tried to show her. It doesn't work. I'm going to go get some more stuff done, and I will see you again in my next video with a parade of framed Christmas things that are going to be going up on the walls. And if I find any more ornaments, I'll let you know. Thanks for your patience. Have a great time stitching. Have a great week. Be safe.